Hey guys, Hector here, coming to you on a Saturday. Had a really great day so far. Sorry I'm getting to you so late, but had a really good day. I just finished training. We've had quite a rainy day here in Corpus the last couple of days, so you're probably wondering, what the heck does he mean, don't waste your time stretching? So before you get your panties in a wad, I'm not saying you don't need to stretch, okay? A couple of things really quick. You know, stretching is important, right? Especially if you play some kind of sport, if you're a martial artist, if you're a gymnast. So very specific stretching is definitely required as a part of your sport. So, but when I say don't waste your time stretching, is many people go, and I was guilty of this. Many people, when they stretch, they do like 2 minutes of stretching. They kind of do this thing, they do that, they do this thing here, and then they expect to increase their flexibility long term. They may have a short term success, but long term, that's, doing these type of things and this really doesn't stick long term. Your stretching would need to actually be its own practice. So literally like a strength training session, like today I went through, like a 2-hour deadlift and pull-up session. My training never normally takes that long. I was just a little more meticulous. I was really focusing more on technique today, but like a stretching session is just that. You need at least like 20 to 45 minutes of pure focus and thought while you're stretching, okay? So if you're gonna try to rush in 5 to 10 minutes of stretching, don't even waste your time. You will be wasting your time, okay? So what I'm doing right now, what I'm gonna do for the next hour is I'm gonna read my book. I'm gonna read my book, 4-Hour Work Week, and I'm going to, one of my goals for this year is to attain the full-on side saddle splits on a pair of phone books. I've wrote that down in my journal. It's something that's going to happen. I've put it out there. I've committed to it. I've actually told myself that I have finally attained the side straddle split on a pair of phone books. So this is a goal I've already put out there. So here's a little thing that you can do while stretching. Again, this has to be something that is not rushed, that you're going to take your time with, okay? I highly recommend that you get a book. Use your Miracle Morning Practice. This is something I'm going to start doing. Normally I go through some kind of movement flow, and I'll do that to get everything kind of moving around. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to dedicate 1 hour of my morning to reading a book, okay? And I'm going to and I've been in this position here for like the last 15 minutes. And every 15 minutes or so, I'm just going to take myself a little deeper into my stretch, okay? And I'm going to pull my book open, and I'm just going to read, and I'm going to focus on my breath and just focus on reading. So do this for an hour and only focus on 4 progressions. So if you do this for an hour, you're going to move forward deeper into your stretch like 1/8 of an inch, just until you've reached that barrier. Then that's where you're going to stop, relax into the stretch, and continue reading your book. This is something I'm going to focus on for the next, for this entire year. And I know I'm writing it down in my goals every single day that I have finally attained the side straddle splits on a pair of phone books. And I'm going to continue to say that to myself with emotion and with conviction, and I know that it's going to happen. So really quick, Pavel talks about in his, if you haven't read Relax and to Stretch and Super Joints by Pavel Tsatsouline, I highly recommend you look into those books. Phenomenal content and information on how to get crazy flexible and really resilient in your joints. One of the 3 key principles he talks about for flexibility is he talks about you need to use strength. Okay, so you have to use specific muscles to pull and to create tension, and then to relax after creating that tension. Okay, Then you have to focus on creating space in the joint. So imagine like kind of prying your hips. It's like side to side. A great analogy is imagine you have like a steel post stuffed in concrete, right? You're not going to be able to just grab that post and yank it straight out of the ground, right? You can try, but you'll probably pull something or tear something, right? And it won't be the pole coming out of the ground. But if you were to wiggle and move that pole around, right, like prying side to side, it'll be easier for you to pull that pole out of the ground, right? You're going to do the same thing with your hips. You're going to begin to kind of like pry, and you're going to begin to move and start to create space in the hip, and then create tension, and then relax. Then you're going to spread the load. By creating that tension, you're going to spread that tension throughout the entire body. So use strength, create space, and spread the load. Those are the 3 S's of getting flexible. Okay, and Paul covers a lot of this into relax and to stretch and super joints. I highly recommend you look into those 2 books. So this is something I'm going to be focusing on increasing my flexibility. This is just a personal goal, something I've always found, just crazy inspiring, right? Is this side straddle split. I remember as a kid when I'm watching Jean-Claude Van Damme martial arts movies, and you see him do this split, and you're like, dang, man, I want that, right? Well, it takes a lot of discipline and a lot of persistence and a lot of patience to attain something like that. So that's one of my goals for 2017, is that I have finally attained the side straddle splits on a pair of phone books. And I've envisioned that every day moving forward. I'm going to be focused on reading my book for the next hour. I'm going to be moving forward here in about another 15 minutes. I'm going to move in about another inch, get a little bit deeper, and just continue focusing on reading my book. So, and I got a new journal. So I'm really excited for that. I got it from Evernote because I use Evernote on my app. So I already started writing out my goals since I got it yesterday. So I'm like really freaking excited about it. And yeah, just really pumped. Got a brand new, look at this, all empty pages. This is all opportunity right here. All opportunity right here. And it's all in the power of my hands and the power of my words. So that's all I got for you guys today. I'm going to get out of this stretch. That way I can turn off the camera. Have a great day, guys. Have a great weekend. God bless. And I will see y'all for episode 11 on Monday. Bye.